Idrissou is a Mofu. The Mofu live in a mountainous area in the northernmost region of Cameroon. They have always lived in harmony with the insects around them. From an early age, Idrissou, like all Mofu children, has learned to watch out for dangerous insects. He knows how to distinguish the edible ones from the others he can play with. Of all the insects that populate their region, the Mofu fear the termites most of all. The walls and roof of Sidi's home are falling down because of their ferocious appetites. He's afraid they will now attack the granary where he stores his millet. Matsgrawe sees only one solution to this serious problem: appeal to the Jaglavak ant, which the Mofu call the prince of insects. Idrissou, I need you to find the Jaglavak ant. It's rare to see it during the dry season, but during the rainy season, it often comes out to hunt in the fields. If you run across it, be very careful, because it is a ferocious animal. Our prayers are the only way to make it harmless. The village children go along with Idrissou to look for Jaglavak. They have to search everywhere. When it's hiding underground, it no longer hears the men calling for it. Jaglavak can hide in holes and under rocks. The Mofu say that it is powerful because of its numbers and its cunning. Some claim that the ants can even devour a lion. They climb into its nostrils and eat the animal from within, while it can't fight back. According to a Mofu legend, Jaglavak also keeps the war stone, the source of its power, in its anthill. In an earlier age, the person who found this stone made the army of his village invincible. With the stone, each warrior became as red as the ant and 100 times stronger. Terrorized, the enemy fled as fast as it could. But night has fallen with no sign of Jaglavak. Finally, by the light of their flashlights, the children notice a red spot moving over the ground. Jaglavak is here. But it's impossible to catch them. The small ants swarm over the children's feet, climb up their legs and get into their clothing. Their bites are very painful. The next day, Idrissou takes Matsgrawe to the Jaglavak anthill. Matsgrawe will sprinkle red ochre on the anthill. Jaglavak likes this sacred powder, which is red like the ant. Then, and only then, can the old man request permission to gather them. He explains that they need its help to drive the termites from Sidi's home. Idrissou digs into the ground to get as many ants as he can. He has to try to catch the largest ones and not gather too much earth. Matsgrawe has placed the Jaglavak ants at the entrance to the termite mound in Sidi's house. The war can begin. The soldier termites are 20 times larger than the ants, yet they are quickly overwhelmed by the sudden attack of the blood-red army. The ants immobilize these giants by gripping their legs and antennas. Although they are blind like the termites, they have a keen sense of smell and touch. The termite soldiers are soon vanquished. For Sidi, they will soon be no more than a bad memory. Once again, Jaglavak has proven itself worthy of the Mofu's trust. That evening, the villagers gather for a feast of grilled termites and grasshoppers. Although they are usually saved for the children, these meals are an occasion for everyone to celebrate the close link between the Mofu and the insects. Mzengobe is from the Ndorobo tribe. He lives in the heart of the Maasai territory in southern Kenya. Every flower season, in spite of his advanced age, he goes off to collect honey with his sons. This year, Kisset, his youngest grandson, comes with him for the first time to look for the precious nectar, which is a veritable currency between the villages. It is the month of May. Mzengobe, Idrissou, and Kisset have left for several days to meet up with a discreet and precious ally, a little bird known as the Great Indicator, who can lead them to the hives. The bird quickly responds. In exchange, the men make a number of promises to him. The bird flies from tree to tree, sometimes even turning around to see if the men are following him. Mzengobe, Idrissou, and Kisset come to the foot of the tree indicated by their little friend. The bird must now hide and remain silent while the men gather the honey. To make the bees less aggressive, a cloud of smoke is created using torches. Kisset watches his elders attentively. Soon it will be his turn to gather the honey. In spite of the smoke, the bees keep swarming, and the two men are stung several times. Idrissou makes sure not to completely empty the hive so that the bees can continue to make honey. When the men are finished, they leave a pile of leaves on the hive to mark it for the other honey gatherers. To the men, it's the honey. To the Great Indicator, the wax and larvae. Mzengobe has chosen a spot to spend the night. It's sheltered and therefore not exposed to wild and dangerous animals. Idrissou and Mzengobe haven't brought any food with them. There is no better meal than the honey gathered that day. Mzengobe takes advantage of the moment of relaxation to recount some of his memories. He misses the times gone by when, with his grandfather, they would find up to 12 nests in one day. Now, too many people are after the honey, he feels. The next day, the faithful honey guide indicates the path to follow. This morning, he leads them to a hive on the ground, well hidden behind the bushes. The men could have never found it on their own. Although they can't explain it, the Ndorobos have noticed that bees living on the ground are less aggressive than those in the trees. Kisset, therefore, can try his luck at gathering honey for the first time. The youngster is happy that the nest is rich in the precious nectar. However, in spite of being careful and heeding Idrissou's advice, the boy gets stung. Kisset's hand swells up as a result of the bee stings, but the day will come when his skin becomes as tough as those of his elders.